Cup of tea, can't beat it. Hello everybody, welcome to our channel, Life in France. Life in France versus life in the UK. I'm Mark, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget, hit the red button so you don't miss any future releases. This channel, Life in France, is all about life in France versus the UK. But today I'm going to do something slightly different in that I'm going to tell you a few funny stories that have happened over the years while living in France. The first one was I was getting ready for a bodybuilding competition, and I was doing a 6-mile walk every day as my cardio to lose the body fat, and I'd always stop halfway at a coffee bar and have a black coffee. For those that aren't aware, if you're doing cardio and you have a black coffee, it accelerates your metabolism and keeps it high for a longer period of time. So while having a walk, have a black coffee, and I'm going to be burning more calories and more fat. So I was getting quite close to the competition, and I was looking good, a lot better than I am now, and I'll show you a picture of what I looked like at that point, which is at sort of 15 stone. And I was sitting at this coffee bar. I had it's like a bodybuilding vest on, pair of shorts, and I was just basically glistening with sweat. Looking a little bit like Adonis, you know, you get the picture. And I was sitting at this coffee bar, and a car's pulled up, and out came a really attractive French woman. This was while I was single, guys, and she was dressed immaculately. And as she's walking towards me, her eyes couldn't leave me. You know, I'm probably sort of quite unusual for around here, you know, in that I'm a bodybuilder, and how I looked at that point, getting ready for a competition. So she's walking along, looking very elegant, and she's just keep focusing her eyes on me. I'm looking back, and she's walked straight into the sign for the coffee bar, knocking the coffee bar sign over, at which point she span round, walked straight back to her car and drove off. So that was one of the funniest things that I've seen so far. Guys, another funny story. I always remember being at a restaurant, and it was a 3-course meal, and you choose your dessert right at the end. And in my best French, I asked for a coffee ice cream. And I said, je voudrais de glace café, s'il vous plaît. And the woman looked at me a bit sort of puzzled, but she didn't say anything, and she just went off to the kitchen. And then 5 minutes later, she came back with a cup of coffee and a ball of vanilla ice cream floating in it. And she didn't say a word. She just put it down in front of me and walked off. Well, I guess I did get what I asked for. Coffee, ice cream. Guys, I'm going to do a quick shout out to Terminal Goat, who came out with a winning comment the other day. He asked the question about the beaches, the nudist beaches in France. And he asked the question, while we've got this pandemic going on, do the nudists have to wear face masks? So I think for that he deserves a shout out. Please drop by his channel, guys. He's a great guy, very supportive. His name's Matthew, and it's Terminal Goat. I'll leave a link in the description below. Guys, I guess while talking about nudist beaches, I should talk about the experience that I've had with them. The one thing I like to say is a lot of the beaches are topless in France, and no one sort of blinks an eyelid over it. And you'll see, you know, really attractive women going up and down the beach, walking with their boobs hanging out. When it comes to nudist beaches, though, there's a bit of a gripe. They're all not attractive. What's going on? Yeah, I've had some experiences with nudist beaches. I always remember going on a French holiday with my parents and family to Papillon. And we went to a beach there. We couldn't see any signs to tell us that it was going to be nudist. And my brother and I were swimming in the sea. And the first time that we noticed it was a nudist beach, we saw a windsurfer go straight past us, a guy, and he had a translucent sort of panel in his windsurfing. And basically we saw all his tackle as he went straight across. And that was the first time we saw and noticed that it was a nudist beach. Another time at a nudist beach, guys, I was fishing, and I was spinning. And basically that's like an imitation lure that's so big, and it's got a big triple hook on the back. And basically you keep casting it out, bringing it in, and you try to imitate a small fish. and a larger fish comes along and grabs it, and you know, you got your dinner. And again, it was at a nudist beach, and I couldn't believe these guys. They stood right behind me as I'm fishing, watching me fish, and they were naked. And I'm thinking, firstly, a bit embarrassing for me, but secondly, what a danger for them, because I'm flicking my rod back with this big triple hook. I could end up more on the hook than what I was expecting. Guys, another funny story. Obviously my French is a little bit limited, and this was when I was single, and I worked out a chat-up line, basically when I was down the gym. And the line was on the lines of, hello, I hope you don't mind me asking, but you know, you're really beautiful. Do you have a boyfriend? And if they said yes, I said, oh, that's okay. It's a shame, because I'd love to have taken you out. And obviously if they said no, then you just say, great, because I'd love to take you out for a meal. And it was the only line I had. And basically I was getting a little bit of eye contact from one of the girls in the gym, and I tried the line out on her, and unfortunately she had a boyfriend. Like most attractive girls in this area of France, if they're attractive, they've already got boyfriends. Anyway, so I asked her the question, and she had a boyfriend, so I said, oh, c'est dommage, it's a shame, you know, you've got a boyfriend, you're so beautiful, and that was it, left it at that. A couple of weeks later, I was getting a bit more eye contact from a different girl, and I got my timing right. You know, she was doing this leg exercise, so I've gone beside her, and I started the same line. Sod's law, the girl from 2 weeks earlier sat right next to her, beside her, as I asked the line. And I was so flummoxed, I just had to continue the line. And to this day, I don't know whether she said yes, that she had a boyfriend, or no. I just said, oh, that's a shame, you're so beautiful, and I walked off. I stopped training at that gym. Guys, I'll finish on this story. In the past, I used to keep chickens, and I had to go and buy the chickens in France. So I took a French friend along with me, Claude, and he took me to a local chicken breeder. And we've gone into the farm, and there was a long driveway, and as we're walking through, there was like this whoosh. And I thought, what on earth was that? And then we got closer to the house, there was another one. And then I realised what it was. It was a three-legged chicken. And Claude sort of translated back to me when we were going home after buying the chickens, what he said to the farmer. And when the farmer opened his door, Claude said, you know, what's with the three-legged chickens? And the guy said, well, I have a son, and it's me and my wife. And I like to eat a chicken leg, my wife loves a chicken leg, and my son loves a chicken leg. So over the years, we've bred these three-legged chickens. And Claude said to the guy, oh, do they taste any different? And the farmer said, no, I've never been able to catch one. Boom, boom. Finish on that note, guys. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of fun about some of the things that can go wrong while in France. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, hit that red button so you don't miss any future releases. Look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you again soon.